Hey Frank, congratulations on your 80th birthday. Somehow 80 sounds a little bit old. However, since I'm only maybe 3.5 years behind you, it's not old at all. And I want to thank you for being such a great friend. And you've challenged me, you have encouraged me. I didn't know you very well during the days of your leadership at Northview, but I heard about how great it was. And we joined you shortly after that, and we did the seasons thing together, which was so much fun. I think you and I have served in a few ways in old folks' homes and whatever together as well. It's always been a pleasure. I love your encouragement for me and your affirmation and your concern for me in many ways. And I especially have loved your humor and also your vulnerability and honesty about yourself and about how you struggle sometimes in different ways. We all do that, and you have encouraged me. Love you, brother, and have a great celebration. See ya.
Happy birthday, Frank. We wish you all the best for the next years, and thank you for being such a good friend to Rudy and I. God bless you.
Hola Frank, hola familia.
¿Cómo estás, Fran? Dios te bendiga. Bueno, queríamos aprovechar esta oportunidad, para decirte que para nuestras vidas, principalmente en mi época de juventud, Fran, tú fuiste más que un misionero, fuiste para mí un gran siervo, alguien que siempre se preocupó mucho por el bienestar del otro y lo hiciste siempre desde un lugar de la humildad. Así que bueno, muy agradecido por tu apoyo y por tu cuidado en aquellos años en los que estudiaba en el SEM. Un abrazo grande.
Y dejamos Filipenses 2 del 5 al 11, que refleja esa humildad con la cual tu ministerio fue de gran bendición para nosotros aquí. Dios les bendiga.
Un abrazo, bendiciones.
Happy 80th birthday, Frank. We're so happy to celebrate this special occasion with you.
It was a delight to meet you at Haggai Institute in Maui, Frank. We so appreciated your faithfulness to the tasks assigned, your gentle demeanor, and your encouragement to fellow volunteers.
We pray that God would continue to bless you and give you strength.
Happy 80th birthday, Frank.
Clarence
and Charlene.
Hi, Frank. Happy birthday. We started going to Northview when it was meeting at AMEI Auditorium, and you were one of the first people we connected with. You have also always been a constant comforting presence in our time spent at Northview. We've always enjoyed when you share in the care group. There's never been any doubt that you have a caring heart and a love for your family and the people of Northview. And there's no doubt that you also love pickleball. Happy birthday, Frank.
Hi, Frank. It's a privilege to have the opportunity to wish you a happy 80th birthday. My memory goes back to our early years at Northview. When you visited me in hospital, you truly have a shepherd's heart for caring for others and still continue to do this today. Peter and I enjoy being in community group with you and Esther, and I know if the credits were to be running at Northview on the screen, your name would be there, Frank. You have been such a faithful servant. We wish you God's blessings as you celebrate this milestone in your life.
Happy birthday, Frank.
Happy birthday.
Hey, Frank. Happy birthday, man. Joy and a privilege to share 80 years. And part of that, well, not all of it with you, of course, but part of it with you and Esther and, of course, Mandy. So we just appreciate you. We love you. And one of the things that you have affected my life with is that you always are really interested in what I'm up to. Every time we get together, you say, "What are you doing? How are you feeling? How's your faith path?" And so that's a sincere interest in other people, and that is one of your strengths. And I admire that, and I try to do that and emulate you if I can. So we always enjoy your smile when we get together, your sincerity, and of course we've gone through a number of great things together, and on some bicycle trips, some trips on Vancouver, down to Mesa, Arizona. So we really appreciate you, and hope your next decade or two or more will be just as healthy and as enjoyable, and our friendship will continue. So we appreciate you. We are grateful and thankful and blessed to have you in our life. Thank you, Frank. God bless.
Hey Frank, somebody tells me it's your 80th birthday. Man, you really are getting old. I'm getting there too, but nowhere near as fast as you. Anyway, I really do enjoy you as a friend. You're that friendly, caring kind of guy. Someday when I grow up, I want to be Frank. You've been in our care group now, I think, I don't know, maybe it's going on 8-10 years, whatever. Always appreciate your comments in the care group. You're the kind of guy that can speak his mind, but you do it in such a gentle and caring way. Now maybe you learned that because you stood in the pulpit a lot, and sometimes when you stand up there yelling at the people, and then after you finish yelling at them, they're supposed to repent, and you're supposed to go and pray with them and pray for them. Well, that can be a tough call, and I bet you've learned to be careful what you say in the pulpit, because that email box gets hot pretty fast. Anyway, Frank, I think you're the kind of guy that it kind of reminds me of the story when the apostles were asking Christ if they could sit next. No, it was the apostles' mom said, "Hey, can my boy sit next to you in heaven?" Well, that might have been a big ask, but I'm going to have a big ask too. Frank, can I sit next to you in heaven? I wouldn't mind that. I think that could be a lot of fun. Anyway, you've got that kind of positive, caring, yet shy personality, which I really appreciate in you. Anyway, Frank, it is your birthday, not mine. Happy 80th, and we'll see you soon. Happy birthday, Frank. Bye.
Happy birthday, Frank, from Ian and Sheila Lever in Ontario. We've been good friends for many, many years.
Cumpleaños feliz.
Es muy joven, 80 años. That's incredible. We have just loved our friendship, and we are very grateful to you, Frank. You're such a consistent and warm and natural person, especially with people. You're a good listener, and you show care. I always appreciate that about you, that you listen and you care, and you're so easy to talk to. Thank you for the gifts that God has given you.
And for the fact that you've been so willing to share them with others. Have a great day, and eat cake.
Happy birthday, Frank. Welcome to the 80s Club. Through the years, we've done a lot of fishing. We started in Uruguay when we took our sons fishing, and then we did an annual fishing trip, mostly to up your way, up in Canada, BC. Better fishing and bigger fish. Anyway, the fishing turned out to be half golfing and half fishing, and that was a lot of fun. You were always beating me in golf, but through all of that, you always were very gracious and humble, a good sport, You had a good sense of humor and a rock-solid Christian testimony. And so I've learned a lot and have appreciated you so much over the years. I wish we could get back to fishing, but we're getting up there in age. And so we'll see if they have any fishing in heaven, I'm hoping. So, so anyway, happy birthday, Frank. We love you. Bye.
Frank Martens' 80th birthday. This is Bob Martens. I appreciate this opportunity to weigh in on Frank's 80th birthday celebration with this tribute. In the 70s, Frank and Esther would visit our church, Kennedy Heights MB in Delta, BC, when on furlough from their ministry in South America. We always looked forward to these visits. They would bring reports to update us on their work there, and they would lead us in worship of our holy God and singing, accompanied, of course, by guitar. I will never forget that amazing, friendly smile of Frank's and the positiveness of his message. What a wonderful ambassador for the Lord, I remember thinking at the time. Fast forward to Northview Church years later when Sue and I were privileged to serve with Frank and Esther on the season's executive committee. That same friendly demeanor was still there, and I also appreciated Frank's leadership, encouraging ways, and strong faith when we would be in committee work, in conversation, or he would be leading the season's lunches with his thoughtful devotional messages. Well done, Frank. It's been great to know you, and I wish you God's richest blessings of health, joy, and peace as you continue to serve him. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Frank. Man, I can't believe you're 80. That means I'm getting old. Frank, you're one of the, first people I met at Northview, and certainly one of the first pastors I worked with. And what a dream for me to be able to come in as a young youth pastor and work with you on the Northview team. And that was absolutely amazing. You've impacted my life in a number of ways, and just a few. One is the value of a good pun. You made me laugh so many times, and you just really showed that laughter is such good medicine. You showed me the value of prayer, and always a man of prayer, and always going to prayer when things were tough or when things were good. And thank you, God, for those things. And you showed me the value of caring for people and showing love for people. It didn't matter whoever came into your office or came to see you, you just loved all over them. So Frank, I love you. I admire you. You're a man of your word. What you say, you will do, even if it's crazy things. I was just looking at some old homecoming videos and just laughing at the crazy things we did, and you're always right in there willing to do whatever Dave Curry told us to do. And so that was really fun. And I really admire how you empathize with people that are hurting, and you are right there with them, walking with them. And even as stuff that we've shared, and I've shared with you some tough things in our lives, and your eyes welled up with tears right away. And so, Frank, I value your friendship and your leadership over me, your mentorship. You're an amazing man. I love you a lot. Happy birthday, Frank.
Hi, Frank. It probably would be an understatement for me to say that you had some influence in my life. You did in many ways, and as I think about it, Frank, it was you that encouraged me as a kids pastor way back when I had the responsibility of looking over those kids, and your encouraging words was great. It was you, Frank, that tapped me on the shoulder to consider being a care pastor, following in the shoes of a pretty special person, plus also being patient in coaching and also letting me fly and make changes as I saw fit. Not that I had to make many of them, though. Frank, it was you who pushed Sandy and myself to consider playing tennis together, which we've enjoyed for many, many years now because of that. So thank you so much for that. And Frank, it is still you that encourages me so often in your words and the way that you say such kind things. I appreciate that greatly. But Frank, the reason that I listen to you is because over the course of years, I've been able to see in you a man who loves his family, loves the church, and loves his Lord. Your vulnerability, your care for people, Lord, the passion that you have in prayer and being obedient to the word have been things that have really encouraged and inspired me. So it's not difficult for me to say that you have had a great influence in my life, of which I am so appreciative. So Frank, have a great birthday, and thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Hi, Frank. One of the ways that you've had a big impact on our lives is the first time we went to Northview in 1991, you were preaching.
And we liked your authentic, natural, insightful preaching. It was very encouraging and engaging.
And that's one of the reasons why we decided to keep coming. And as we got to know you better over the last several years, especially as we've been in the same community group, we've come to admire so many qualities about you.
Your caring, kind, gentle, and warm and engaging ways.
And I also appreciate and admire your thoughtfulness, wisdom, and authenticity. And those are just a few of the many qualities that we admire about you.
Happy birthday, Frank.
Hola Frank, ¿cómo estás? Dios te bendiga, muy feliz cumpleaños. Well, I wanted to say happy birthday. Hope you are having a wonderful day with your family. Some years ago, I had the privilege to translate your devotional notes into Spanish, and that impacted my life in a significant way. Not only my life, but the life of many others were impacted by these encouraging notes here in Uruguay. And one of the things that I admire most in you is your faith, kindness, and hospitality. Dear brother, God bless you. I pray for your life on this special date, and I hope to see you soon. Un abrazo fuerte, Frank. Dios te bendiga.
Hey, Frank. Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. We're on a vacation right now, but we have lots of fond memories of all of the blessings that you've been to us as a pastor, mentor, and an example of a godly man. And just want to wish you a happy 80th birthday. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Hola, mi hermano Francisco. Es un gran placer para saludarte y felicitarte por tu llegada a la próxima década que empieza con número 8. 80 años. Caramba. ¿Cómo hiciste eso? Dime el secreto de tu éxito. ¿Comiste muchas verduras, ejercicio, copas de vino? Oh no, lo siento. Cafecito o... Ojalá llegarás a la próxima meta importante. 100 años. Frank, eres roble, eres bravo. Cree que tú puedes. Vas a llegar. Frank, I just want to thank you so much for your Christian example, for your kind and caring way and manner, which I've always sensed, whether it's from the pulpit or relationships with people, and so many the fruits of the Spirit from your life, which have been a great blessing to me. I want to close with a quick quotation from Pope John Paul. Men are like wine, but the best improve with age, and I think we both know, Frank, which of those two applies to you. You are a vintage specimen, well-aged on God's trophy shelf. God bless you, and may you have many more years to prove what I've said is true. Dios te bendiga.
Good morning. Today, we'd like to give our tribute to you, Frank. We had the pleasure to meet you during the pandemic down at the ARC playing pickleball, a game we've come to love. We could see right away that you show God's love to everyone that you meet with your welcoming smile and your calming spirit. We'd like to take this opportunity to wish you good health so that you can enjoy many more years of fun adventures with your family and your friends, whom we know you love very, very much. Happy 80th birthday, Frank.
Happy 80th birthday, Frank, and many more.
God bless.
Dear Frank, you are a kind and friendly person. We are blessed to have you in our men's group. Happy birthday. Love, Cliff.
My tribute to Frank. Frank has been a close friend since the 80s. We have enjoyed many outings together, 1 month stays in Palm Springs, Kettle Valley cycling trip, fishing trips, tennis and golf. Upon jumping in on Frank's suggestion to get together once a week to pray for our kids. Our prayer times included Arliss, Rudy, and Cliff. We read through the Bible 4 times, which opened the door to many discussions of Christian living. Frank always contended to have us examine if we were living the scriptures. I asked Frank to walk me through the difficult times with Marie's stage 4 cancer. One of the wisest decisions I ever made. Frank and Esther have faced some of the most devastating hurdles life could throw them. Their response has always made Christianity shine bright. My life is much richer because of having Frank as a close friend. I wish everyone could experience such a rich blessing. Blessings on you, Frank.
Hi, Frank. This is Barry. I'm thinking back to a time when I was going through a very difficult time emotionally, and Alice and I came to see you at Northview, and I remember you saying, "Keep on climbing the mountain." We are still climbing the mountain hand in hand. I have been so blessed to be your friend, to serve together in Northview, to meet together many times for breakfast, to share what's happening in our lives. As I think about those times, I see that you're a humble man. You are a man who seeks after the Lord and wants to keep growing in your relationship with Him. And you are vulnerable, sharing about what is happening in your life so that we can pray together about it. That has also impacted my life, that your concern for me and my spiritual well-being has grown, and I am concerned and ask other people how they are doing in their walk with the Lord. Have a wonderful 80th celebration.
I think of Frank Martens, I think of his friendly smile. It shows his openness and his acceptance of you. I first got to know Frank many years ago, 20 years ago probably, shortly after I had retired from teaching. He invited me at that point to be a pastoral elder, which was a part of the board at Northview at the time. So I soon became part of the leadership team, and so I worked very closely with him for several years. Later on, I became part of the leadership team of Seasons, and again, Frank was a part of that team for many years. It's also a bit of a coincidence, but it happens that Frank and Esther were married on the same day that Ruth and I were married here in Abbotsford on August the 24th, 1968. So since we discovered that, we have spent many anniversaries with them, and we enjoy every year with them. So when I think of Frank, I think of his sense of humor. I think of him as a leader. I think of him as a team player, and especially as an encourager. These attributes are all enhanced by his open and encouraging smile. So, Frank, happy 80th birthday, and never stop smiling.
This is my short 1-minute video. I can watch the clock. To tell about Frank. Dad, your 80th birthday. I remember in college, the president at the time said, nothing will influence you as much as in your life as the books you read and the people you meet. And that was before TikTok, mind you. But it's true. When I've told people about you or spoken about you, I've often said that you're the best man I've known in this life. And I know you're not looking for accolades or praise, but you've done so well. And you'll finish well. And it's true. The books you read and the people you meet, and mostly the people you meet. And you've just been such a blessing to so many people. and to me, and have influenced me more than anybody else I've known in person. So thank you for that. Thank you for being an amazing father, grandfather, and my sincerest love and birthday wishes.
Brother, friend, to your 80s, you know, these are 28,500 days you celebrate today. It's celebrated on your 80th birthday. But we hope that you make it up to 36,500 days. This would mean to the 100th birthday. Okay. Oft denkst du zurück an deine Kinderzeit, fragst dich, wo sind all die Jahre hin? Doch der Herrgott hat es immer gut mit dir gemeint und darum sollst auch weiterhin glücklich sein. Du hattest grad Geburtstag und alle Freunde feierten mit dir. Du hattest grad Geburtstag, ja, wir feiern und gratulieren dir. Okay, Frankie? So, we wait for the 36,000 days where we celebrate a higher one, okay? And that's what I wish you, that you keep your humor as you this, and eventually we meet each other up there.
First of all, I wish a happy birthday and all the best for his new year, for Frank, for your new year, and we hope we can be friends and neighbors and family members for many more years to come, because I love our good mornings in the morning. It's so lovely to say to somebody good morning, you know, in a happy mood. Be thankful for another nice day and the sunshine in the mountains. And I would like to say that Frank is such a caring, loving person. And the first thing when we came here, he said, "Can I help you with something?" So he's so caring and so kind. He's such a kind person.
One of his one.
And another thing is the humor. I remember a few funny things. We used to do some therapy work with Cody on a ranch, on the barn in the Rouge. And it was Mother's Day, and we had a potluck lunch. And so we brought something, mainly Frank and Esther brought something. And the owners of that place, they were gone. So we kind of made ourselves comfortable, on that place, and there were flowers around and the horses around. And your dad said, "What a wonderful thing, we're having a potluck lunch on somebody's driveway." Just the way he said it, it was so funny, we all laughed. And another example I remember of his really nice humor, I had some beads to give away, and to give, to Esther and Frank. And I said, they had leaves, the leaves on it. I said, "You also can eat the leaves." And then Frank said, "Oh, the leaves? Oh, maybe I can eat them for breakfast, for punishment." And again, the way he said it, it was just so funny. I cannot say it the same.
When he looks at you, he has always a grin or a smile in his face that makes me always hilarious.
Yeah, and you see, I cannot imagine him to think one mean thing. That's not just in him. He's such a good soul.
Hi, Frank. Happy birthday from Neil and Barb. We happen to be in Ontario right now, so we thought we'd do the tribute from here. Seems fitting, as that's where you and Esther started. We hope you have a great day with your family and friends. It has been a great having you as part of the Taves family for all these years. You have indeed been a wonderful source of inspiration to the both of us, and over the years, both with good and not so good times. Your thoughtful insights and a helpful approach with all things pertaining to our spiritual lives are greatly appreciated. We have watched and learned so much from the way you and Esther have lived your lives, raised your children, and were so instrumental in sharing your Christian lives with so many people here in other countries. Know that you have helped so many people through many of life's obstacles. You are both incredible examples of how good life can be with God's help. So, we just want to say we love you lots. Enjoy your day on this milestone birthday, and we hope that you have many more years ahead. Ending with the well-known Arabic word, Inshallah, meaning if God wills. Thanks for all the great personal times, especially our time in Hawaii together. Have a good day.
Frank.
Happy birthday from the both of us.
Happy birthday, Frank.
Happy birthday, Frank.
Oh, 80, that's quite a milestone. But I guess we've arrived, like it or not. But we just wanted to take a minute or so to just express our appreciation to having you in our family. One of the things that has stood out most to us is the genuine kindness that you have and caring heart you have towards all the people around you, and that's been a real example for us. And I guess you also demonstrated this when you both dedicated your lives and went into a full-time ministry. I know that that was, as you know too, that was a lifetime prayer of Dad's, that one of his children would go into missions and be in full-time ministry. And you guys are an answer to that prayer. I always think of Dad whenever he talked of you. I could see the pride in his eyes, and it's just a good memory. Anyway, I'm going to say again, happy birthday. Again, we really appreciate having you, and hope we have many more birthdays to celebrate together in the future.
Okay, happy birthday.
Hi, Frank. We just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. We have really appreciated you as part of our family and hope to for many more years.
Yeah.
We just enjoy your humor, your sense of humor a lot, and just having you in our group has made us a good family.
I understand that you told me the other day that you're the only one that made it to 80 in your siblings and so on. So in any case, we sure appreciate you as a brother-in-law and wish you God's blessings for many more years.
Happy birthday, Uncle Frank. Hope you had a great day celebrating. Just wanted to say thank you so much for including me in your cruise this summer. It was truly a special time for me to be able to spend time with you and Aunt Esther and the rest of the family. Listening to all of the stories was like getting little gifts of inspiration and love and laughter every single day. So it was very, very cool, very special to me. Also wanted to say how much I appreciated the amount of time that you spent with my dad, especially in his last years. I know that after having you there to talk to him and pray with him and listen to him and impart some words of wisdom to him really brought about a sense of calmness. And just having you there in those last minutes was incredibly special and just really kind of brought a certain amount of peace in those, at that time. So anyways, I can't express really how thankful I am for that and just how much that meant to us, and just, your kind and gentle soul was, really came through, and it was just so appreciative. So anyways, just wanted to say thank you and we love you.
Happy birthday, Frank. Wishing you many more years of health and happiness, joy and peace. I really appreciate about you, your friendliness, your outgoing nature, your giving nature, and your very kindness. You have been a real asset to our family, and we've always enjoyed having you in every gathering, and just love your sense of humor and everything you have given to our family. And we just want to wish you many more and love you a ton.
It's hard to grasp how you, this young man, Frank Martens, came into my life shortly after I began dating your sister, Charlotte. And now you're an 80-year-old man whom I have loved and appreciated all my life. You've not only been a brother-in-law, a good brother-in-law, but a dear friend and partner in the work of our God and the Lord Jesus Christ. We have never had a strong word or any conflict with each other ever since we met over 63 years ago. I've always respected your personality, faith in Christ, and been influenced by your gentleness, sincerity, genuineness, friendliness, and integrity. I've watched you grow up. The time you finished high school, went to Briarcrest, got married, called to be a teacher in Ontario, called to be in ministry in Uruguay, and then called to be in ministry with Northfield Church. I could not have had a better brother-in-law or friend in my life. You've always lived out your faith and beliefs in a way that has counted and influenced me and others throughout your entire ministry. I respect, I love, and appreciate you very much, Frank, and congratulations to your 80th birthday. May God see fit to give you many more years of health and faithfulness to our Lord Jesus Christ and bring joy into our lives because of you.
Happy birthday, Dad. You know, after my own father passed, I never thought there would be another man in my life worthy of that name until I met you. You welcomed me into your family, always with a bright and cheerful smile and a hug. Thank you for that. On March 9th, 2009, you married Daryl and I in a lovely ceremony at the Friendship Garden behind Clearbrook Library. You then agreed to be my sponsor for my baptism into Christianity at Northview. Those are things that I truly appreciate and great memories in my mind. You are such a vibrant person, an important part of this family and community. You are respected and loved by so many. These are the memories I want you to have as you celebrate this milestone of 80 years on this planet. Love you, Dad.
What profound impact has Frank had on my life? Well, Frank, you happen to be the father of my amazing wife. Thank you. There's so many things I admire about you: your dedication to your family, your kindness, your compassion, your loving heart, your amazing humor and laughter. I'm very happy to share in the celebrations on this milestone with you and the family. So happy 80th birthday, Frank.
Hi, Papa. You are a radiant light of kindness and positivity, and it impacts everyone you talk to, including me. Thank you for always being supportive, always being so caring, and you're just a gentle and kind soul, and I love you a lot. Happy birthday.
Hi, Dad. I just thought I would come to one of the trails that I like. This is Bateman Park, to do the video. I just wanted to say happy birthday, and 80 years old. I'm just so moved and amazed by that accomplishment. And when I think about what I admire about you, there's so many things. I think about your passion and adventure, your conviction for the things you believe in, your faith, your complete faith and trust in God, your commitment and dedication to living your life in integrity, aligning with your beliefs. your sense of adventure to go across the world, your compassion for people. You always have an open heart when you approach somebody, us and friends and family, strangers, neighbors. I really admire that. And as far as what impact you've had on my life, it's kind of hard to express that in words. I was just thinking how it's almost like you and Mom are like part of the fabric of who I am, just woven into who I am. And you've always been such a fundamental person in my life, and like just this foundational place where I can stand figuratively. And so often in my mind over the many years when I was struggling or having pain, I would think of you and your heart, and I just knew that you were with me and that you cared. And being able to come to you with burdens or pains or joys or celebrations, like it's always been such a joy to do that, and a comfort, because you are always there with an open heart, with shiny eyes, with arms to embrace me. No matter what I say, you're always there. And yes, you've done so much for me over the years. I mean, I can't count the things you've done for me to help and support. But it's just your presence and your energy and your constant love which have been this foundation for me, and that I treasure, and I always will. You will always be a part of me, and I'll always carry you with me into the rest of my days, and I just have such a gratitude for you, and I'm so glad we can celebrate you and who you are, especially on your 80th birthday. Yeah, there's more I could say, but I love you, and way to go on 8 decades. I mean, you live your life. That's the other thing I wanted to say. Like, you and Mom both are just an inspiration of how to live life. You don't hold on to things. You let things go, and you embrace what is. You allow, and you enjoy what you can. Yeah, those are all amazing gifts, and they're not normal. They're unique and special, and so thank you for that. Thank you for living your life that way. Love you, and happy birthday.
I have to say that I'm more amazed and surprised than you that you've reached the grand old age of 80. Reason is that when we were first married, we were soon faced with the fact that your family had a history of heart disease, and both your older brothers were suffering with heart disease caused by very high cholesterol, so we were told. I remember thinking that probably you two were destined to die at a younger age than most. But because you were determined to make the necessary lifestyle changes to combat heart disease, I've always been impressed by your discipline and determination to live well in every area of your life. As a young girl, I had prayed that God would provide for me a husband that was strong in faith, and God gave me that answer by way of you. Your intelligence, good looks, sense of humor, and strong trust and reliance on God have increased my faith in God over the years and continue to. It has given me the assurance that no matter what comes our way, together we will be okay. We've gone through lots of struggles and disappointments, but never once did you give up or lose hope. I remember our first date, our first kiss, and the day you asked me to marry you, just like it was yesterday. I fell in love with you then, knowing without a doubt that you are the man I would marry, and I thank God for you every day and pray that the next decade of your life will be filled with hope, love, joy, and contentment. I love you very much.